Hi, chemistry students. Thank you for being patient with me as I try to figure out how to best get some information to you. Also, thank you for letting me know that what I sent didn't work. So I'm going to try this again. We'll test it out, and if this doesn't work, we'll find another way. I'll try to test it before I send it to you so you don't have to suffer through that and have some wrong things coming to you, okay? So let's look back at this problem. I was letting you know that you will need to review this graphic that we had before, going between mass and mole and particle, mole, and mass. Just understanding those relationships will help us as we move forward. We will particularly be going between mole and mass in this chapter, okay? So this is from table 1 in your textbook. It gives us a balanced equation. 4 iron plus 3 oxygen yields 2 Fe2O3. And when you're interpreting that table, we understand this to mean that iron is reacting with oxygen and it yields iron 3 oxide. Remember, this 3 tells us that iron was a 3 plus. So the way we built that molecule was 3 plus, because oxygen is always a 2 negative. Remember that? So that's how we know that that's what the name of that would be. On the particle level, this means that there are 4 atoms of iron, 3 molecules of oxygen, and 2 formula units of Fe2O3. But we cannot measure or go get 4 atoms, 3 molecules, or 2 formula units. So we have to think in terms of moles. So a balanced equation not only means particles, but we have to understand it to mean moles. So 4 moles of Fe plus 3 moles of O2 yields 2 moles of Fe2O3. That's just what we need to understand from this. Now, how does this relate to mass? We will use the molar mass that we find on the periodic table and understand that 1 mole of iron, if we look that up, that's 55.847 grams per mole. And I have 4 moles of it, so then I would multiply this by 4 to get this number of grams of iron. 96 grams of oxygen. Each oxygen molecule is 32 grams per mole because each oxygen is 16. So 3 times 32 is 96. How did we come up with this? Well, 2 iron, we go back to what we had here, plus 3 oxygen, so 2 times 55.847 plus 3 times 16, then times 2, because we have 2 moles of that, gives us 319.4. So now we have to add up the reactants to get the total mass of the reactants as 319.4, and that gives us then 319.4 grams of product because we have counted it up. We measured it by what we have in the formula unit here. So we see that all of this honors the law of conservation of mass, right? Because we have the same mass in the reactants as we have mass in the products. Now, let's take this to the next step that we have in this chapter, which is understanding this related to mole ratios. Okay, so let's look at a different equation